I worked directly for Patrick Bet-David for 5 years, and in this video, I'm revealing the exact funnel system I built out for him that pulled in $200,000 in profit and 200,000 new email subscribers in less than 6 months, all from a $39 training. I'm going to show you exactly how you can steal this strategy and plug it straight into your business this afternoon. Before this system, we were spending thousands on ads with no way of knowing if we were attracting buyers or freebie seekers. We had the traffic, but we couldn't profitably convert it. But once we implemented the quiz funnel system, we generated $300,000 in revenue in just 6 months while building an email list of 200,000 qualified subscribers. And we knew exactly which segment each person belonged to, so we could sell them the right offer at the right time. If you don't implement a system like this, you risk getting lost in the algorithm and leaving over 600% of your revenue untapped. So here's the reality most creators face right now. They are building on what I call rented land. Essentially, the YouTube subscribers you have, you don't own them. The Instagram followers, not yours. TikTok followers, you can't export them. And therefore, you're spending all this time with borrowed traffic and building on rented land as opposed to something you owned. And you might be thinking, well, I can always run paid ads. The reality is even paid ads is a platform you don't own. An algorithm changed, a banned ad account, and suddenly all your leverage and all the process that you've built up is gone forever. So the key to this is essentially to build on owned land. What does that mean? Email subscribers, text subscribers, that is the key in the way that the social media landscape has changed. Before, your YouTube subscribers were your moat. Now, given that everything has changed to the For You-based algorithm, you're competing for the attention of the audience on every single upload. And the worst part about this is most funnels typically only convert at, say, 2 to 3%, right? You're channeling all these viewers into the funnel and 2 to 3% convert. And this is typically done in 3 different approaches. You have lead magnets, but the problem with this is you're essentially just attracting freebie seekers. The second option is you're sending people to book a call, but most cold traffic don't book calls right off the bat. And 3, the direct sales funnel. The challenge with this is as you scale and as you move out, your cold traffic rarely buys, right? But what if there was a system that could convert at 50% instead of the typical 2 to 3%? And that's where the quiz funnel system comes in. This is the exact system I built for Patrick Bet-David that helped him drive $300,000 in revenue in under 6 months. And essentially what it is it's a quiz that's inviting them for personalized result and to better understand what they're struggling with. And it starts with a pretty simple quiz landing page where the only outcome is to incite and drive curiosity. You're not making this about you, you're making it about them, how they are, what they can do, and how they can learn more about themselves. So it starts with the quiz, and then what you have is a series of quiz questions after that invites them, usually 7 to 12 questions where you want to have 2 primary outcomes. You want to make them feel understood and valued, and you also want to segment them based on their needs, their challenges, and their buying readiness, right? Once they complete the quiz, they get redirected to one of 4 different pages, and each of these pages has a dedicated headline that speaks directly to their situation, a customized video or VSL that addresses their specific challenges, and a personalized copy that resonates with their unique circumstances, as well as a tailored offer specifically to them. It's no longer a one-size-fits-all. Now it's uniquely tailored to them. And the results of something like this, especially when combined with curiosity and organic traffic, is you have something like this where one piece of video content, an Instagram reel, drives 15,000 clicks and 9,500 segmented leads into your ecosystem. Now, after helping Patrick Bet-David build this system, I now work with creators to implement the same approach in their business. I've taken everything I've learned during those 4 years and created a streamlined process that works with creators at any level. If you're interested in building a system like this for your business, click the first link in the description. I'd love to chat about how we can adapt this for your specific audience. But there's more to this system that makes it truly powerful. And as you see here, in terms of completion rates, they're very high, which also allows you to have segmentation. Now, segmentation in the quiz sense is learning more about the person, and instead of using a generic one-size-fits-all category for your marketing, you can now pinpoint specifically, uniquely to each type of person. So this allows you to send the right message to the right person at the right time with the right offer. That is how you really tap into undiscovered revenue and grow your business. Now, if we want to look at the power of segmentation, it's known to increase revenue by up to 760%, 14.3% higher open rates, 100% higher click-through rates, and 10% lower unsubscription rate, because you're allowing people to feel like you're speaking to them instead of speaking to everyone. You know, the secret they always say in marketing is write with one person in mind, and that is what segmentation allows you to do at scale. And this is how we were able to, at Valuetainment, continuously have high open rates of 40% on a list that was sending to 136,000 subscribers on a daily basis. While the industry average is typically anywhere from 15 to 20%, we were able to keep it high through the segmentation and the uniqueness. Now, this is why email marketing is the single highest ROI channel you can ever use in your business, with an average of $42 ROI per $1 spent on email marketing. But without proper segmentation, you're leaving most of that money on the table. So why does the quiz funnel approach work so much better than traditional funnels? Well, you see, here's kind of a diagram I have put together. So essentially the concept is you take your organic traffic or your paid traffic, and then you push them into your ecosystem, your owned traffic system. And in the process, you're now learning their pain points, their archetypes, their qualifications, and their price points. So you can filter out the non-buyers or freebie seekers with the actual buyers, and you're adding just enough friction to qualify, learn about the customers, and get rid of most of the unqualified people. And instead of just saying, hey, buy this because I know that it's right, you're now saying, hey, let me learn a little bit more about you, let me understand what you want to do, and then I will provide a recommendation. So instead of it being a pushy sales process, it's now a very consultative sales process. And the coolest thing about this is at the end, you get to what I call the offer consideration, which ultimately means you're taking the information that they've given you in the quiz, that you've learned about them, and then now you're pushing them different directions depending on how qualified they are. So it's saying, okay, cool, you're qualified, you're not. Based on what you told me, this was what makes sense, this is what makes sense. And that's where you see the higher conversion rates as far as the decision-making process, because it's one-to-one, not one-to-many, and it's not a one-size-fits-all. And this is not theory, because top creators are already using this system. Alex Hormozi has a $100 million scaling roadmap, which he qualifies his leads through the roadmap discovery and gives them personalized value. Justin Welch added 2 layers of segmentation that made him an extra $650,000 on a course launch, as well as increased his conversion rates by 60%. Ali Abdal uses quiz funnels to direct his audience to different ways of how he can help them based on their budget and their needs. Sahel Bloom used the quiz funnel to stay on top of the New York Times bestseller list for 7 consecutive weeks. And obviously Patrick Bet-David that I mentioned as well. And this isn't a coincidence that they're all using it. These are top creators that have understood what direction the algorithms are moving into and really understand the value of needing to own their audience as opposed to build on rented land. So how do you actually build one of these funnels for your business? Number 1, create a simple pre-quiz landing page that promises personalized insights. Number 2, design 10 strategic questions that provide both value and segment your audience. Number 3, create customized outcome pages for each segment. Number 4, create a tailored email sequence that speaks directly to each segment's needs. And number 5, test and optimize on completion rate and conversion. The key is to make sure that your quiz feels like a valuable experience, not just a data collection tool. That's where a lot of people are going wrong here. When they say, oh, I have a Typeform, I use Typeform. No. Typeform is just you collecting their information. By me going through the Typeform, I get nothing out of that as a viewer or as a potential prospect. A quiz provides them value. A survey or a qualification form gives me nothing. That's why nobody's interested in doing that, versus with a quiz, they will do it even when they're not as ready to buy right off the bat. When your quiz provides real insights, and an aha moment, prospects will willingly share information because they're getting value in return. So always aim to make it valuable for the viewers. And over the next couple of years, what we're going to see is a clear distinction, because there's going to be two types of creators in the future. Creators who collect their own data and build upon it and remarket to that audience and grow. And then there's going to be creators who do not collect their information or data from their customers. And these are the people that are building on rented land and are eventually going to get wiped out. If you want to be one of the creators who are looking to collect more information about their audience, to really start owning their audience, once again, feel free to click the first link in the description. I'd love to chat. And if you want to learn more about what it's like to see how Ali Abdaal's system works more specifically, click the link or click the video right here, and I look forward to seeing you.